Two roads diverged in a wood, and you took the one that wasn't even there. Hi, I'm Parker Hall. Welcome back if you're back. This is my channel where I talk about everything writing. And today we're talking about the poem that doesn't exist. It comes from the one poem everybody knows, that Robert Frost one, The Road Not Taken. Everyone knows it, but I don't think anyone's read it. We all only hear that one line. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. People quote it in order to brag that they did something other people don't do, to show that they're unique, going down the path less taken. But that's not what that poem means at all. The poem that doesn't exist refers to the famous misinterpretation of this poem, and this is one of the most misinterpreted poems ever. I'm gonna read through the poem. Please leave in my comments what you think the poem is about before I tell you. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth, then took the other, just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that the passing there, had worn them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay in the leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Did you get it? So most people only hear those two lines and think that this must be about rejecting social norms. I did something nobody else did, and like a bragging tone. It's the speaker bragging that he's not like other girls. But once you hear the full poem, it's clear that the speaker is not this confident, self-congratulatory, bragging guy. He's questioning, he's stalling, he's looking down both paths, extremely unsure of what he needs to do. If you were someone who's never seen the whole poem before, something that might stand out to you is how far the speaker goes to tell us that both of these paths are the exact same. Stanza 2 starts with saying that they are just as fair and ends with had worn them really about the same. Stanza 3 starts with and both that morning equally lay. We can see that when he says the one less traveled by, he just means one with a few less footsteps. He's just trying to describe it in a way that's different from the other when they have very, very few differences. The two pieces of information that are impressed upon us from this poem is that these paths look the same and that the traveler can only take one. We have lines like, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. And then we have, I doubted if I should ever come back. So it's about the speaker trying to make a decision when he doesn't have a lot of information. He cannot redo this choice, but he must make a choice. Why does the speaker pick the path he picked? Well, it's not really clear. He doesn't really say in the poem. He just emphasizes the fact that he had to make a choice. And this choice he doesn't see as rebelling against norms or against a life somebody else wanted for him. There is no other influence here. It is just him in the woods trying to figure out which path. It's not about him feeling pressured to take one, it's about him feeling like he's missing out if he doesn't take the other. In the last stanza, we get the line, I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. So he's thinking about what his life will be in the future, way down this path after he's taken it and there really is no way to take the other one or to even know what that one would have been. Him reflecting on his life choices, and this choice, that divergence, is still haunting him. We also have the line that has made all the difference. And again, people attribute this to it makes a huge difference to do what I want to do over what people have pressured me into doing. But he's saying that choices like this have a huge weight, that they could change your entire life, and you don't know how your life would have changed if you went the other way. It has made all the difference. This poem is not about bragging, it's about being haunted by a potential second life. The poem isn't the road less traveled, it's the road not taken. And the road not taken, of course, is the road one didn't take, which means the title passes over the less traveled road the speaker claims to have followed in order to foreground the road he never tried. The title isn't about what he did, it's about what he didn't do. I always found this title really haunting. The road not taken. All that emphasis on the decision he didn't make. This life he could have lived. It always reminded me of that episode in Community where they have to go get the pizza.
Just so you know, Jeff, you were not creating 6 different timelines.
Of course I am, Abed.
And Abed talks about how when you roll the dice, it's opening up other dimensions where the different possibilities of the dice roll are being played out. And Abed talks about wondering what it's like in those other dimensions where the dice roll different ways. And he doesn't know if he's in the best dimension, if he's at his happiest. He doesn't know what the other ones are doing. This poem is just simply talking about how decisions get made in our lives. We don't know the right answer sometimes, but we have to make decisions, and it leads us down paths, and we'll never know the other way. And Robert Frost's intention was to be haunting. In the spring of 1915, Frost sent an envelope to Edward Thomas that contained only one item, a draft of The Road Not Taken under the title Two Roads. According to Lawrence Thompson, Frost had been inspired to write the poem by Thomas's habit of regretting whatever path the pair took during their long walks in the countryside, an impulse that Frost equated with the romantic predisposition for crying over what may have been. So yeah, I'm gonna link that article where that quote came from in the description, and it talks about how Robert Frost also wrote this to make fun of Thomas. So where did the poem that doesn't exist come from? Like, whose fault is that? Why is this the most misinterpreted poem ever? I only technically have theories about that because I couldn't really find why. Like, it could be for a number of reasons. Like, this is an American poem, and Americans are very independent, and they have a culture of being independent. So an American reading the lines less traveled by, that may have hit them harder, and they could have just started repeating these lines to each other, and then less and less people read the poem because poetry isn't that popular. People used to read poetry all the time. They used to be very, very good at interpreting poetry all around the world. Like, it wasn't a big deal, but now we have kind of lost that. So now we just hear the line and just think of, well, what else would that poem mean? Look at that line. This poem is also super ambiguous. We don't have a lot of information. The speaker doesn't tell us a lot about the paths other than that they are the same. The decision-making process is completely left out. The result, how good his life turned out after this, is also left out. Ambiguity is supposed to make you ask questions. It's supposed to make you think about what you would have done and like your life choices, but sometimes it can also breed misinterpretations. I don't know how much weight I want to put on Robert Frost for this, because he does have the line, took the path less traveled by. I talk about this a bit in my step-by-step guide for analyzing poetry. Go check it out. It's if you want to know how to analyze poetry. A big tool that poets use in order to help you understand what they're trying to say is by giving you just enough information for you to fill out the rest of the picture, right? It's supposed to appeal to our emotions, and like that thought that triggers, it's like word association. They say something and then your brain comes up with something. Culturally, people will have the same association to certain words. Like, instilling the feeling of being alone would be very easy in a poem. You can just say, like, her shoes aren't by the door anymore. That doesn't mean he's not saying I'm alone, her shoes aren't by the door anymore, but you would understand that he's lonely by that. You know what I mean? So a hard part about being a poet is managing expectations and managing these associations, because they could be your superpower or the thing that makes everybody ever misinterpret your poem, so much so that it has a name, the poem that doesn't exist. Him having this line this way is a bit of a fuck up. But on the other hand, he has stanzas on stanzas of talking about how they're the same. He could have just said left or right path. He didn't. He chose to describe them like this, which, yeah, not great. But again, all the clues for what this poem actually means are there. pretty clearly laid out. Yeah, so this poem is about how decisions kind of suck to make, and about how when you make one decision, your mind keeps going to what would happen if you made the other one, and also how you can make fun of your friends through poetry. And congratulations, now when you hear people reference this poem, you can actually them. You're welcome. I know it's really fun telling everybody that Frankenstein is the doctor and not the monster. Have fun with this one as well. So that's it. I hope you liked the video. Go check out my boyfriend's channel. He makes a lot of Pokemon videos, and I'm guessing a lot of you watching are sent over from his channel. If you're watching this, please know that while he was making that Slowpoke video, me and him were having a debate about what Dunsparce was. I fully believe Bug. He fully believes Snake, so please go comment on his video that it's clearly a bug. I don't care if it's called a snake in the Pokedex. Based off of vibes, it's a bug. Please go piss him off. I don't care if you think I'm right, go piss him off. Also tell him that there's no way to pick a favorite Eevee and all the Eevees are perfect, and he should stop bullying me and telling me to pick one because they're all good.